November 2025 proves TikTok remains breakthrough platform. Gay male creators going viral demonstrating that short-form video democratized fame when algorithm prioritizes engagement over traditional credentials, enabling unknown creators reaching millions overnight through content that resonates regardless of whether industry gatekeepers would have granted equivalent opportunities through conventional pathways requiring connections and privilege. These aren't manufactured influencers. These are authentic voices whose relatability created followings, proving that audiences want genuine personalities over polished celebrities. When TikTok's raw aesthetic values authenticity that traditional media's production requirements systematically excluded through treating professional polish as legitimacy, prerequisite that cost barriers made inaccessible to people lacking resources or industry connections. From Dylan Mulvaney's November brand partnerships, to educational creators reaching Gen Z, to comedy accounts proving humor transcends sexuality, to relationship content normalizing gay partnerships, to activists using platform for advocacy, these viral moments demonstrate that TikTok's power lies in accessibility, enabling anyone creating compelling content finding audiences, when algorithms' meritocratic chaos occasionally transcends systematic advantages, though privilege still matters despite democratization rhetoric. Number 3 gained 5 million followers November alone. Number 1's brand deals worth $500K, proving monetization potential. Which viral moment matters most? Subscribe because TikTok proves representation performs, and that algorithm-driven visibility enables authentic voices reaching audiences that traditional gatekeepers systematically denied access to, despite talent-deserving opportunities. Activist creators, using platform for advocacy and education. November 2025 showcases gay male activist TikTokers, creators using platform for advocacy, proving that social media enables political organizing when short-form video makes complex issues accessible, and algorithm sometimes surfaces progressive content to audiences who might not actively seek political education, yet benefit from exposure that traditional activism struggles achieving through conventional outreach methods. The activist landscape includes various approaches, demonstrating that advocacy isn't monolithic when some creators focus on education, others on policy, and some on community building, proving that political engagement takes multiple forms, that diverse tactics enable reaching different audiences through varied entry points, that single approach couldn't provide through its necessarily limited appeal. Here's what makes November's activist content particularly significant for understanding digital organizing. TikTok enables rapid response, proving that when discrimination emerges, creators can quickly mobilize, explaining issues and coordinating action that traditional organizing's slower pace might miss when timing matters for effective intervention before public attention moves on to next crisis that news cycle's rapid churn produces. The educational content explaining LGBTQ+ rights proves value. Many people lack basic knowledge, demonstrating that advocacy sometimes requires meeting people where they are when assuming shared baseline understanding prevents reaching audiences who might support community if they understood issues, but remain unaware through mainstream media's inadequate coverage of systematic discrimination. But the November activism includes controversial tactics. Some creators use provocative content generating backlash, demonstrating tension between effective engagement and respectability politics when shock sometimes breaks through algorithms' noise, yet also invites criticism that more conventional approaches avoid, though potentially at cost of reduced reach and impact. The political mobilization around elections demonstrates organizing power. Creators encouraging voter registration and turnout prove that platforms enable civic engagement, showing that social media isn't purely entertainment when strategic use mobilizes political participation, that traditional campaigns struggle achieving, particularly among younger demographics, that conventional outreach fails reaching effectively. The mental health content addressing discrimination's impact provides crucial service. Creators discussing depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation normalize seeking help, demonstrating how platforms can be mental health resources when vulnerable sharing enables people recognizing their struggles aren't unique, reducing isolation that silence perpetuates through making individuals believe their suffering is personal failing rather than discrimination's systematic impact. But here's where activist TikTok becomes important for discussing platforms' political potential and limitations. Yes, organizing happens. Yet questions remain about whether digital activism translates to material change or simply creates performance of engagement that participants mistake for actual impact when clicking like doesn't equal showing up to protests or voting booths, requiring offline action that online activism sometimes substitutes for rather than complementing. The brand partnerships some activists secure demonstrate monetization. Companies recognizing that advocacy attracts audiences proves that activism can support careers, showing that political engagement need not be volunteer work when platforms enable full-time organizing funded through content creation rather than requiring traditional employment that time demands might prevent sustaining equivalent political involvement alongside earning living. Today, November 2025, showcases gay activist TikTokers using platform for advocacy. And that short-form video makes complex issues accessible when algorithm surfaces progressive content, enabling rapid response to discrimination that traditional organizing's slower pace might miss when timing matters for effective intervention. Drop a 5 if you think activist TikTok enables political organizing, and that short-form video makes issues accessible when algorithm surfaces content benefiting from exposure. Though questions remain about whether digital activism translates to material change requiring offline action that online engagement sometimes substitutes for. Relationship content, normalizing gay partnerships through daily life. November 2025 celebrates gay couples' TikTok content. Creators sharing daily relationship moments proving that partnerships normalize through accumulated ordinary visibility when seeing couples navigating same domestic situations that straight relationships feature, demonstrates commonalities that othering obscures through treating our partnerships as fundamentally different rather than recognizing universal relationship dynamics. The couple content landscape shows diverse relationships, demonstrating that gay partnerships aren't monolithic when interracial couples, age gap relationships, and various dynamics prove that our community's diversity matches heterosexual relationship variety that limited representation historically obscured through showing only narrow demographics, suggesting false uniformity. Here's what makes November's relationship content particularly significant for normalization. These aren't explicitly advocacy videos. They're people living their lives demonstrating that gay relationships are boring in best way when laundry, cooking, and pet care videos show that domesticity looks identical regardless of gender composition that only prejudice treats as meaningful difference. The challenges and trends couples participate in demonstrate relationship dynamics. Dancing together, pranking each other, and reacting to scenarios proves that partnerships navigate same territory, demonstrating how love languages, communication styles, and domestic negotiations transcend sexuality when actual relationship skills matter more than gender of partner. But the visibility reaches audiences who might not know gay couples personally. For people in conservative areas, TikTok provides only exposure, demonstrating how platforms enable representation reaching isolated communities when algorithm surfaces content regardless of geographic location that physical proximity limitations would prevent accessing through requiring actually knowing gay people personally. The November viral moments include marriage milestones. Proposal videos and wedding content receive massive engagement, proving that audiences celebrate love when genuine emotion resonates beyond identity politics that cynics claim drives support when actually people appreciate authentic happiness that relationship milestones represent regardless of whether specific partnership configuration matches their own. The comment sections show unexpected positivity. Straight viewers expressing support demonstrates that exposure breeds acceptance, proving that familiarity combats prejudice when seeing actual people rather than abstract categories enables recognizing humanity that othering requires maintaining through avoiding genuine engagement with people whose existence challenges comfortable assumptions. But here's where relationship content becomes important for discussing representation's subtlety. These creators aren't preaching. They're existing, demonstrating that sometimes most powerful advocacy involves simply being visible, living your life, when authenticity challenges prejudice more effectively than explicit arguments that defensiveness immediately rejects, while sneaky visibility through entertaining content bypasses resistance. The family content, including children, demonstrates gay parenting. Couples raising kids prove that family structure works, demonstrating that children thrive when love and resources exist, regardless of parental gender composition that conservative rhetoric claims determines child outcomes, despite research consistently showing otherwise when actual evidence contradicts discriminatory assumptions. The monetization through brand deals demonstrates commercial value. companies recognizing that couple content attracts audiences proves that partnerships provide marketing opportunities, showing that visibility translates to income when authentic relationships generate engagement that corporate partnerships leverage for reaching demographics that traditional advertising might miss. Today, November 2025 celebrates gay couple TikTok content normalizing partnerships through daily visibility, and that accumulated ordinary moments demonstrate that relationships navigate same territory regardless of gender composition when actual dynamics transcend sexuality that only prejudice treats as meaningful difference, preventing recognizing universal commonalities. Drop a 4 if you think gay couple TikTok normalizes partnerships through daily visibility, and that ordinary moments demonstrate relationships navigate same territory regardless of gender composition when dynamics transcend sexuality that only prejudice treats as meaningful difference, preventing recognizing commonalities. Comedy creators, gay male humor dominating For You page. November 2025 showcases gay male comedy TikTokers going viral. Creators proving that humor transcends sexuality when funny is funny regardless of who's delivering jokes, that algorithmic distribution surfaces to audiences who might never consciously choose gay content, yet laugh, proving that prejudice often collapses when actual exposure reveals that assumptions about difference were manufactured rather than reflecting genuine incompatibility. The comedy landscape includes diverse gay creators, demonstrating range from observational humor to character work to satire. This variety proves that being gay doesn't determine comedy style when actually personalities vary as much within our community as any population, despite stereotypes suggesting monolithic sensibility that reductive representation perpetuates through limited portrayals. Here's what makes November's comedy viral moments particularly significant for challenging assumptions. Straight audiences laughing at gay comedians proves that relatability transcends identity when universal human experiences that comedy mines for material aren't actually dependent on sexuality, that only discriminatory assumptions treat as unbridgeable difference, preventing connection across supposed demographic divides. The relationship humor resonates broadly. Gay creators joking about partnerships reach straight audiences, demonstrating that dating dynamics are universal when communication challenges, domestic comedy, and relationship navigation create similar situations, regardless of gender compositions, that only superficial analysis treats as fundamentally different when actually human relationships share more commonalities than differences. But the self-deprecating humor walks fine line. Some gay comedy reinforces stereotypes, demonstrating tension between accessibility that familiar tropes provide and responsibility, avoiding perpetuating limiting representations that marginalized communities navigate when humor sometimes requires playing into expectations that laughs depend on before subverting through revealing complexity that initial setup obscured. The November viral moments include unexpected crossover success. Gay creators reaching massive straight audiences demonstrates TikTok's power, proving that algorithm sometimes transcends filter bubbles when engagement metrics prioritize content performance over demographic targeting, that traditional marketing assumes determines who wants consuming what content. The comment sections show unexpected support. Straight men complimenting gay comedians demonstrates that humor creates bridges, proving that laughter sometimes breaks down barriers when comedy's universal appeal creates connections that other content types might not facilitate through requiring more deliberate engagement than passively scrolling and occasionally laughing requires. But here's where comedy TikTok becomes important for discussing representation's subtle impacts. Humor normalizes presence, demonstrating that seeing gay people in everyday contexts not explicitly about being gay challenges othering when representation across all content types proves that we're people with varied interests and talents beyond single identity axis that limited representation suggests defines totality of our existence. The brand partnerships some comedy creators secure demonstrate commercial value. Companies recognize that funny people attract audiences, proving that humor translates to marketing effectiveness when authentic personalities generate trust that traditional advertising struggles cultivating through obvious sales pitches that sophisticated audiences automatically discount. The evolution from jokes to advocacy demonstrates how platforms enable transitions. Many comedy creators gradually incorporate serious content, proving that humor provides entry point for discussing difficult topics when established rapport through laughs creates permission for addressing discrimination that audiences might resist if approached through explicitly political content without relational foundation. Today, November 2025 showcases gay comedy TikTokers proving humor transcends sexuality, and that straight audiences laughing demonstrates that relatability crosses supposed demographic divides when universal human experiences comedy minds aren't actually dependent on identity, that only discriminatory assumptions treat as unbridgeable difference. Drop a 3 if you think gay comedy TikTok proves humor transcends sexuality, and that straight audiences laughing demonstrates relatability crosses demographic divides when universal experiences comedy minds aren't dependent on identity, that only discriminatory assumptions treat as unbridgeable preventing connection. Educational creators, gay male teachers reaching Gen Z. November 2025 celebrates gay male educational TikTokers, creators proving that short-form video can teach when engaging presentation makes learning entertaining, and algorithm surfaces educational content to audiences who might not actively seek it when recommended videos introduce topics that traditional classroom formats fail, making accessible through outdated pedagogical approaches. The educational TikTok landscape includes multiple gay teachers, demonstrating that our community excels at making subjects engaging when perhaps marginalization cultivated communication skills that privileged teachers never needed developing when their students automatically respected them based on identity markers that gay teachers lack, requiring developing alternative legitimacy through superior pedagogy. Here's what makes November's educational viral moments particularly significant for understanding how representation affects learning. Students seeing gay teachers normalizes our existence, proving that visibility across all professions matters when children learning that being gay doesn't limit career possibilities beyond what discrimination artificially creates through systematic exclusion from fields that homophobic assumptions falsely claimed required heterosexuality. The STEM education content featuring gay creators challenges stereotypes. Their physics, chemistry, and math videos prove that being gay doesn't predict away from technical subjects, demonstrating how discrimination rather than natural aptitude distribution created artificial field concentrations when social pressure, not genuine interest, determined who pursued which careers. But the history and literature content provides representation in humanities. Gay educators teaching these subjects bring perspectives that enrich analysis, demonstrating how identity informs interpretation when life experience shapes what resonates in texts that heteronormative readings miss through, never navigating world as marginalized people whose survival required reading subtext. The November viral moments include creative teaching methods, dance trends explaining concepts, humor making memorization easy, and relatable analogies demonstrate how TikTok's format enables pedagogical innovation, proving that education need not be boring when creative presentation engages students that traditional lecturing fails, reaching through passive delivery. The comment sections show student appreciation. Teenagers thanking creators for explaining what teachers couldn't demonstrates impact, proving that sometimes different approach or personality makes difference when learning involves connection, not just content delivery that various students respond to differently, requiring diverse teaching styles and personalities. But here's where educational TikTok becomes important for discussing informal learning's value. While traditional education matters, these creators fill gaps, demonstrating that knowledge acquisition happens everywhere when curious people seek information that formal schooling sometimes fails, providing through curriculum limitations or pedagogical approaches that don't work for everyone. The monetization through TikTok Creator Fund and sponsorships enables full-time content creation. Some educators left traditional teaching for TikTok, proving that platform can support careers when views generate revenue, that overcrowded classrooms and teacher burnout make leaving profession attractive, particularly when digital work offers autonomy that institutional employment constrains. The global reach transcends geographic limitations. Educational TikTok serves international audiences, demonstrating how digital learning breaks down barriers when students worldwide access quality instruction that local schools might not provide through resource limitations or discriminatory policies excluding certain instructors based on identity rather than teaching ability. Today, November 2025 celebrates gay educational TikTokers proving short-form video can teach, and that engaging presentation makes learning entertaining when algorithm surfaces content to audiences who might not actively seek education yet benefit from accidental exposure that traditional formats can't replicate through limiting reach. Drop a 2 if you think gay educational TikTokers prove short-form video teaches effectively, and that engaging engaging presentation makes learning entertaining when algorithm surfaces content to audiences benefiting from accidental educational exposure that traditional classroom formats can't replicate through geographic and access limitations. Dylan Mulvaney, November Brand Partnerships and Resilience. Dylan Mulvaney secures November 2025 brand partnerships. Trans woman creator whose visibility following 2023 Bud Light controversy demonstrates resilience when conservative boycotts ultimately failed, destroying career that harassment intended eliminating through making brand partnerships too risky, when actually Dylan's sustained success proves that authentic audience support transcends manufactured outrage campaigns. Her Days of Girlhood series documenting transition reached 10+ million followers, demonstrating how vulnerable personal storytelling creates connection when audiences appreciate honesty about navigating gender transition that mainstream media rarely depicts beyond sensationalized documentary formats. That Dylan's daily videos humanized through showing ordinary moments rather than exclusively focusing on medical procedures that cisgender curiosity prioritizes. Here's what makes Dylan's November partnerships particularly significant for understanding cancel culture's limitations. The backlash was massive, yet she survived, demonstrating that while conservative campaigns can damage, they can't always destroy when targeted people maintain dignity and supportive communities rally, providing material backing that harassment intended eliminating through making existence professionally impossible. The Bud Light controversy, April 2023, created permanent visibility shift. Dylan went from rising creator to household name, demonstrating how controversy sometimes accelerates rather than ends careers when increased attention brings new audiences that previous growth trajectory wouldn't have accessed as quickly, despite harassment making that visibility traumatic rather than celebratory. But her educational content about trans experiences serves broader purpose beyond personal brand. Dylan's videos explaining gender dysphoria, medical transition, and navigating discrimination educate millions, proving that influencer platforms can serve public education when creators use visibility responsibly rather than simply pursuing clout through controversy that educational content sometimes accidentally generates. The November brand deals demonstrate corporate calculation shifted. Companies initially fleeing during boycott now partnering again, proving that capitalism ultimately follows profit over principles when Dylan's sustained engagement metrics convince brands that partnering makes commercial sense despite lingering conservative opposition that companies calculated won't materially affect bottom lines. Her relationship with controversial political figures demonstrates complexity. Dylan's White House visit drew criticism from within community, proving that representation involves navigating competing demands when visibility requires strategic choices about which platforms to accept, raising questions about whether any attention equals good attention, or whether some associations compromise principles that visibility should advance. But here's where Dylan's November success becomes important for discussing trans women in gay male content series. While she's not gay man, her inclusion reflects how trans and gay liberation interconnect, demonstrating that covering our community requires acknowledging how boundaries overlap when systematic discrimination targets all people, challenging gender and sexuality norms through cisnormative and heteronormative enforcement mechanisms. The mental health impact she's discussed demonstrates costs of visibility. Dylan's openness about harassment's psychological toll proves that fame isn't purely beneficial, showing that while platform provides opportunities, it also invites violence that anonymous people never experience when visibility makes targets for hate that creates genuine trauma despite career success that outsiders might envy without understanding associated costs. The Gen Z audience she primarily reaches demonstrates generational shift. Younger viewers' acceptance contrasts with older demographics' hostility, proving that trans visibility increasingly normalizes among youth when representation creates familiarity that previous generations' absence prevented developing through limiting exposure to caricatures rather than actual people. Today, Dylan Mulvaney's November 2025 brand partnerships demonstrate resilience after controversy, and that sustained success proves conservative boycotts ultimately failed, destroying career when authentic audience support transcends manufactured outrage campaigns that harassment intended, making brand associations too risky, yet commercial calculation ultimately prioritizes profit. Drop a 1 if you think Dylan Mulvaney's brand partnerships prove resilience after controversy, and that sustained success demonstrates conservative boycotts failed, destroying career when authentic audience support transcends manufactured outrage that harassment intended, making professional existence impossible. 5 November TikTok achievements. 5 different proofs that short-form video democratized visibility. Gay male creators going viral demonstrating that algorithm prioritizes engagement over traditional credentials, enabling authentic voices reaching millions when platforms' accessibility transcends conventional gatekeepers whose systematic exclusion prevented equivalent opportunities. Dylan's brand resilience. Educational creators teaching Gen Z. Comedy proving humor transcends sexuality. Relationship content normalizing partnerships. Activist organizing through digital platforms. The beautiful truth? TikTok's algorithm occasionally operates meritocratically, surfacing compelling content regardless of creator credentials when engagement metrics rather than industry connections determine visibility that traditional media systematically denied through requiring privilege and access that most people lack, despite possessing talent-deserving opportunities. Which viral moment matters most? These achievements demonstrate that platform accessibility enables anyone creating compelling content finding audiences, proving that while systematic advantages persist, digital democratization occasionally transcends privilege when authentic voices resonate with algorithms measuring actual engagement rather than gatekeepers' prejudiced assumptions about marketability. Subscribe because November 2025 proves TikTok democratizes visibility, and that gay creators across all content types reach millions demonstrating algorithms' occasional meritocracy when engagement transcends credentials that traditional media required as gatekeeping, preventing opportunities talent deserved accessing.